Hi, if you are tired of starting strong and then losing momentum, if you feel frustrated because you are putting all in, but then you cannot reach the goal still, you are losing momentum, you are losing your motivation, so you actually get frustrated about this. I'm repeating myself. Anyways, what I want to share with you today is that relying on motivation is not what makes high performance. If you want to perform, you want to achieve goals, and you want to be stable on what you are doing, you need to rely on structure, not on motivation. And that's why we are talking today about building systems. So let's dive straight into it. But before we go, I want to you to subscribe to this channel, because here I am strategically and systematically teaching you how to become a public figure, how to be a creator on a mission. And I have released free courses on this channel. You can go and see them in the courses section of this of the homepage. Check it out. Those courses I used to be selling, so now they are free for you, and there will be more released. Let's get back to the topic. So firstly, I'm going to break down to you 7 reasons why do you need to rely on the system, so that you understand why we are talking about the system. Because last time on this series of discussions about system impactful life system, which we do every Wednesday, I told you about submitting yourself to the system. But you cannot submit yourself to the system if you cannot build the system. And that's why you need to understand why the system is important. That's we are going to take not too much time, because that's not our main focus. And then we will actually build a system for one of my goals, and you are going to put exactly this experience on your goals. All right, so let us just go to my drawing panel over here. Let me prepare it. Sorry, I didn't get ready enough. While I'm getting ready, just share this stream, because many people, they are looking for this information and they don't have this opportunity. You do have, because it popped up on your stream, so on your suggestions. So use this opportunity, please, and share with other people. Invite your friends. Let's go. So the seven principles that you need to understand, why the system is important. Why system? Why system? So number one, so the system will remove the decision fatigue. Decision making is taking a lot of energy, so you could be just tired from making decisions. That's why those people that you know that they are famous, like Elon Musk, is able to manage few companies together, because he builds systems and he is not making decisions every single time. He is only taking the high level decisions which are related to the system improvement. And you will learn today which are the system improvements that this level of people are working on. You don't have to be genius to build systems, you just need to understand how it works. So number one is the no more, let's say like this, no more decision opposite decision. Sorry about that. Sorry, poor English. What I have done to you. Decision. I always make this mistake between these two letters. So no more decision fatigue. Number two, you turn your goals into the processes. So goals, they are abstract. you cannot reach the goal if you don't see the path. And when you have a system, it's like it means you have a process for every day how to achieve this goal. So you don't focus on the goal anymore, you just focus on what you need to do every day. Yesterday I have watched the documentary about the rugby team that had an plane accident over Ant Mountains in South America. What happened is that like 40 people or something, they crashed with the plane in the middle of this snowy mountains, and two people, after like 60 days, two people decided to go and look for help because they didn't no one could find them, so they decided to walk. And they walked, they went to the peak of the mountain, of the first mountain, and they thought that behind this mountain there will be some kind of like forest, greenery, and they will be on the way to their rescue. But when they have reached this mountain, to the top of this mountain, they have understood that there are more mountains, because this is a chain of mountains, and everywhere they walked and watched, there were mountains. So they were really desperate, because for 60 days they didn't have normal water to eat. They were eating to drink, sorry. They were eating human flesh to survive, because there were no other means to survive. And one of these two guys, when they have seen this scenery of having the chain of mountains that are like impossible to pass, and they are already disoriented, he said, I never look at the goal. He said, I only look at where do I put my foot for the next step. I know the goal. So it doesn't mean that he doesn't set goals. He knows the goal, but he watches his next step. So that's all they had to do. They just had to put one foot in front of another. And this is what system gives you. You put one foot in front of another, and that's how you reach your goal. But if you don't understand where to put this foot and how to put this foot, you are not going to be moving in the destination that you have chosen. So goal is just a destination. And that's why we say the number 2 is turn goals into processes. So this is number 2. Number 3, what system gives you is that you create predictability and stability. Everyone wants stability, but we create stability for us not by creating the circumstances, improving circumstances, but by choosing which step to take every day. That's a stability. If you want to run every day, you just need to know your steps. Every day before run, I hydrate my body, and then I like wear my shoes and I run in direction of the stadium, for example. So you just need to know where do you go, but it gives you stability. If you are looking for stability, that's the system that you must build for yourself. And also it makes predictability. So you can predict result only if you have system. Number 4. Number 4 is you will straighten your self-discipline. You will straighten your self-discipline. There is no discipline without goal, and there is no discipline without system. Discipline is being consistent with your path towards your goal. If you don't have a goal and you don't have this path very clear of what you are doing every day, you cannot discipline yourself, because you don't know why. You don't have the why. You don't have the reason for this. That's why sometimes for people it's so difficult to discipline. Let's go to the next one. Now I will pick a lighter color. for you to see better. So we're talking about the point number 5 over here, right? Point number 5, if you have this discipline, it creates for you automatic growth. Automatic growth, why? Because you submit yourself to the system. You remember I talked about this last time. And one by one, step by step, little by little, it compounds. So everything compounds and it's automatic growth because of that. And then 6, you will detach the execution from emotion. So execution is not going to be connected to emotion. You are going to separate those. What is the problem there? Is that sometimes we want to have motivation to move, to do things, but you don't have to motivate yourself every time when you have a system, because you know that it's predictable. It's easier for you to do the stuff, to do this points, to do this steps, because it's easier for you. You just need to focus on what needs to be done today and not worry about tomorrow. So you don't need to be demotivated. You're not looking at numbers, you are not looking at outcomes, you're just looking at what you have to do today. That's all. So you don't need to motivate yourself every time, and you can detach from any results like that. And the last one, number 7, and then the last one is that you don't need to be disappointed about your own performance. You will need to just improve your system. Improve. Oh, my English is not doing well today. How are you doing, my English? Very bad. Improve system. Oh my goodness. Is there any English teacher among us? So you just need to improve the systems. So it means that you are not going to be disappointed in you. I am bad. I am lazy. Although I really believe that people are lazy, but the system saves those who are lazy. If you submit yourself to the system, then your laziness is gone. So that's the way to fight laziness. You just need to build systems, because after a cycle, which I will show you, after a cycle of one cycle of the system, you need to improve it, not yourself. You don't need to even become better. You just improve your system, and that's a different focus. It's life easier. Life will be easier. What do you think about this? If you are watching in recording, I ask you to please write a comment. I think this is a very good material. It will help a lot of people. And if you are not writing a comment, which is not difficult, you can, if you do not know how to express your thoughts, at least write where you are watching from. You can do it in every video. Hi, I am watching from there and there. But more important for you to assimilate this information. So if you have heard a phrase that you liked, if you have heard something that inspired you, you can write this phrase. This is what I like. That's why I'm asking you all the time to write takeaways. And if you are watching the stream, because I don't see how many people are watching the stream, I have deliberately removed this from my view so that I don't focus on the numbers. But I ask you to write right now in comments what is your takeaway from this part, because now we're going to the next part. We are 14 minutes into the stream. We have to round out in 50 minutes altogether, and we are moving to the next stage where I will explain to you how the system works in general, what's necessary for the system. And then we will look at my system. We will build the system together so you understand and you can apply it to yourself. All right? So what are your thoughts? So let's go to understanding what is the system, how system works. What, again, I'm writing the same, what is system? Today is practical. We are not going to go into definitions. Go to ChatGPT for this definition. Today, we're just understanding practically what we have to do. So system, simply explaining, has to have these three things. Clarity in numbers. It's important. Clarity in numbers. What do you want to achieve? I would say not even clarity in numbers. Let us leave it. I don't want you to remember this for the point number one. I will say goal. What is the goal? And then I'll say clarity in numbers. Why it's important? Because the goal has to be measurable. So if you have a mission to achieve something, this mission has to consist of goals. So there is a live goal that we spoke about in previous streams, that you have to have a live goal. But then this live goal will be broken down in different goals, which will be life's general plan. So general plan has to have these goals, and for the achievement of each of those goals, you need to have a system. So have a well-defined goal which will be in numbers. It's important. So you cannot, if you have to build a skill of being a speaker, right? You cannot say that I just want to be a great speaker for your mission, because your mission requires for you to be a great speaker. It's not enough. It's not a goal. It's a mere wishful thinking that you will become a great speaker. But you might define that you, for the because to become a great speaker, you have to actually speak on the stage 100 times. Of course, it requires you to prepare. It requires you to go for, let's say, a course to learn a few courses, maybe like a performance course and things like that. But you must understand that you have to have a number. That's important. Without number, you cannot create a system. For instance, our system, the heartbeat, it has a number. We have a specific pulse. So when this number is different, like we are having too high pulse or lower pulse, it shows the health of the system. So that's why you have to have a number. I'll show you the example, no worries. Another one is what is necessary is it has to be, you have to define the desired time. Desired time. It doesn't mean it's not going to change. So when you will build a system, so let's imagine, let me just disclose to you, today we will build a system on how to write 100 books in 5 years. So desired time is 5 years. The number is 100. But this time can change if I build a system, and this system will predict that I need to devote to this like 7 hours a day. It's not doable. So then I will change my time. But I have to start with something. So when you develop a system, start with the desired time. In how much do you want to achieve it? And then in the process of development of system, you will see that you might need to go back and make a correction. And the next one, so desired time, goal in numbers, which is very important. And number 3 is the biggest obstacle. We are talking about a system that is, you can submit yourself to it. So we are not talking about the system for a company, not the system for someone. It's a system for yourself. We are talking about personal system. So you need to understand what is your biggest obstacle, what stops you. Lack of time, it will impact the system. Lack of skills, I don't know, maybe low motivation, you will need to work with this in your system, with the obstacle. So know the biggest obstacle. Organization, I don't know, like overwhelm. What is your obstacle? Design it with this obstacle in mind, so that you are not surprised later. And so these are the 3 points that you need to understand of what system is. Such a system will help you to submit yourself to the system, You see how these two streams are connected. We were talking about the submitting yourself to the system, and now we are talking about the system that is designed for you to be able to submit yourself, because there are some systems that you cannot follow. You cannot follow because they are not designed for you. They are just generally designed, so you need to understand it. So what does it need to have? So first of all, designed for you, it has to have a step-by-step processes, which we will work now on. Step-by-step processes. It has to have clear structure. It has to be understandable structure so that people can. And then you have to keep yourself accountable to this and submit it to the system. Accountability is very important. You don't have to outsource the accountability. You don't have always to find someone who will hold you accountable. You can track your result yourself. It's like our body. Our body is self-accountant. I have invented a new term just now, self-accountant. Yeah, you will understand what I'm talking about. And I hope we have enough, or we don't have enough space here. Okay, no problem. So now we are ready to move to the next one, to actually building a system. My goal is to write 100 books, and we already spoken about this, but now we are actually building a system. 100 books in 5 years. If you break it down, it will turn into 2 books a month. Do you remember that we talked about this, 2 books a month? We were talking about this when we were talking about the general plan. So if you are not sure, you have to go back to this video. Maybe I'll add it somewhere here, so you learn about the general plan. So we have 2 books a month. This is the time that we turned 5 years into 2 books a month, which is clearer now. Now we need to design how we are going to actually work on these 2 books a month. You understand that when you are writing 2 books a month, you're not going to write 500 pages. So most probably it's going to be something like 100 pages book. So it's going to be on one topic, not very wide topic to discuss. So one topic, clear instructions, 100 pages, down to earth, like simple text, simple, not academic style, so simple style, things like this. You get clarity of what do you want, and like who you are writing for, what's the goal. Have this clarity of your goal, and have this clarity of broken down achievements, so achievements per cycle. Now we're going into very important topic to understand, is cycles. So the each system, it has cycles. Look at this. I am not good today. Cycle with tea. Have you seen tea in cycle? Yeah, I've seen tea in cycle, which is cup. When you look from the top, you see the tea in cycle. Mm, for those who are listening to podcast, I'm writing the letters here, and I have written cycle with T instead of L. All right, so the cycle is has to be in the system. So when the cycle ends, and this is like 15 days cycles, because if we say we are writing 15, sorry, we are writing one book in half month, 2 books in a month, it means we have 15 days. So this is the cycle that consists of 15 days. I hope I have 15 here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Look at that. Look at it, a trained eye. So this system consists of this cycle consists of 15 days, and now you need to understand what is the process. You can schedule it only when you understand the process of writing. So as I understand the process of writing, now I can assign different tasks to different days, and this is how it's going to work. Days 1 to 3 here, we are going to work on concept of the book plus architecture, which means chapters, how the flow will go, how I'm going to deliver the topic. So that concept and um, architecture, it will require research, it will require understanding the problem, digging into the problem. So I have 3 days for this, which is enough, especially today in ChatGPT era, in everything available online, you can do it. So we are choosing the topic, defining the transformation that people need to take. That's the concept. What is the promise, outlining chapters, and defining the examples and research materials and stuff like this. The days 4 to 7, so we have here 4 5 6 7 these days. What we are doing is we have a drafting, and it's a drafting phase 1. Drafting phase 1. What's in drafting phase 1? We need to write the first chapter, the second, until 8 chapters, because the book can stretch to 12 to 20 chapters. So we need to understand like what is the standard. We are writing 8 chapters in the draft 1, which means that in these 4 days, what do 4 to 7, sorry, 4 to 7, 4 5 6 7. Yeah, correct, 4 days. So in these 4 days, we need to write 2 chapters a day. 2 chapters. So 2 2 2. We will have the 8 chapters by the end of this cycle. Don't ask me right now how I'm going to do it. We will break it down how to do it, how much time it takes. This is all part of the system. So focus on just understanding how do you break down the process, not questioning yourself how I can do it. Because when you are done with the system, after that you can go and revise your time that you decided to use to achieve it. So first you are designing the whole system, and then you are adjusting it. So we have now the concept plus architecture. We have draft 1. Then we have from the day 8 to 10. So it includes 8, 9, and 10, 3 days. We are writing the draft. Sorry, I'm writing the upside down now because it's draft 2. Now we are having draft number 2. In the draft 2, we are writing the rest of the chapters if we think we need to add, and we are writing introduction and the outro, the final part. So we are reviewing if everything that we have done is enough to deliver the concept. You can write the introduction earlier. It's just for you to enter the writing process. It's like you are warming up, but that's not the final one. So the final will be later. And then the days 11 and 12, you have 2 days to edit and polish, which means that what happens with people who are writing books is that in the draft they are going to go and back and edit. No, we are not doing it. Actually, the way you can write so many chapters is that you are not writing like that, because most probably you are going to correct. You are dictating. You can also work with ChatGPT to write, and then you are rewriting and adding your own perspective. So it's going to inspire you to write. But that's possible to write like this. Either if you are dictating, or if you are using ChatGPT to make a structure and then you are changing it. So here you edit and polish. And then we have days 13 and 14 is going to be formatting and preparation for publishing, and actually publishing. Format, cover, publish. 2 days. That's possible if you are doing it consistently, if not doing it one time. And then day 15 is analysis of the system. So system review. When do you do the review of the system? When do you change the system? You just change system over here. You are not changing the system before it's tested. So let me show you. You check the system, what worked over here. Let us go and see what you are doing every day now. And when and how do you change the system? When do you improve system? What do you understand so far? What are your thoughts? Can you write in comments? What are your takeaways? What are your ideas? Did you understand something from this? Is it clear for you? Also, do you want to write if you want to have it as a book? Do you want to have this all as a book that you can read and follow these instructions? I will be gladly doing this book if you want. Okay, so we're going now to the next one, which is now we need to have a daily rhythm, what we are going to do every day. Okay, we know actually what we are doing in like first 3 days and then the rest of the days, but we need to understand how our routine will look like. So we know that we are working somewhere. We cannot dedicate like all the day to our task. We cannot work on this all the day, even though we have 15 days to write a book. And by the way, I have to remind you that it doesn't work if you are going to write one day. We are talking about the system. The system is when you gain momentum, you gain speed. And for this, you have to be in this system. It has to be rolling all the time. If it's not rolling, it's not going to work for you. Writing book in 15 days, you can do it when you are under pressure, and the system gives you this pressure. And also it gives you momentum, and you will do it with less effort. That's why it's much better to schedule to write a book every 2 months, for example, than just write one book. That is why system is important. But system is repetitious. You can try a system like this like one time, but it will improve if you continue. All right, so let us go to the daily rhythm. For you to submit yourself to the system, you need to have non-negotiable rhythm. It is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. You don't negotiate it. You don't decide, I want today, I don't want today. You are the slave of this system. You have created it, not someone for you have created it, you have created it. So you are submitting yourself to the system. If you are not sure about being able to do it, go and watch the previous stream. So looking at my day, I would say that I would have this routine in the morning. So my morning routine is the most like the peak of creativity, so it's going to be a creative work, which means that like 2 to 3 hours we are just writing and outlining depending on the day, because you remember that our days are different. Here we are outlining, so here we are outlining, we are researching, and here we are actually writing. So for me to have a system, I have to have clarity of when and what I do and how much time I'm working on it. So for this work and for this work, for everything, I am dedicating 2-3 hours a day. 2-3 hours every day. It can be like except Saturday and Sunday. I usually don't work on Saturday and Sunday. I work, but I allow myself to get loose, which means that I don't have structure on Saturday and Sunday at all. That's why I hate scheduling coaching calls or something like this, because the only structure that I have on Saturdays is that we are going out with my husband, and on Sunday we're doing some house related stuff, like fixing something and things like that. That's the only structure. I don't want to have structure every day. Sunday and Saturday are non-negotiable lazy days for me, which doesn't mean that I don't do something, because I can actually get creative, get inspired, and do a lot of stuff just because I'm not under pressure. But I am always preparing for Monday to Friday that I have the pressure and I will work with the pressure, which is my system. So 2 to 3 hours, that's about like just doing without thinking, doing here. For me to do these things, I need to get in the mood, and I have a system to get in the mood. I have a playlist, and it's actually just like one playlist of the low-fi music, which is like low production music. Low production, it means there are like sounds of bad tape or something like this. So I'm putting this music, it's instrumental, and it plays, and I actually go into this working mood just by putting this music. It's the same music all the time. It's just like works like magic. I'm putting it, and it just starts putting me in the work mode. So 2-3 hours is just doing, and you have to find for yourself when those hours are, when you are doing, but it has to be uninterrupted work. You are not distracted, you are not questioning yourself, you're not asking yourself, do I want, do I not want, you just do. And if you can't, just do, because me as a person who deals with ADHD, it's difficult for me to just do. That's why I create around this like ritual. Rituals help you to just do. Create a ritual. Okay, so your ritual can be like going to a cafeteria to write. Maybe you have kids at home and they want your attention, so you cannot have uninterrupted attention. So you might need to go somewhere. And every genius like Bill Gates or even like Barack Obama, he is having some kind, he was saying, Barack Obama, that he had some kind of hole. He was going to a hole. People are renting some rooms in motel to go to this place where can just be a few hours uninterrupted. It can be library, it can be, but that's your time. That's the most important time. That's time for your mission. That's not time for your work. That's not time answering questions and answering phones. You are just focusing on this. Can you do it 2-3 hours? That's what you have to do. Non-negotiable. Then it's deep work, no distractions, and also you don't edit here. If we're talking about the book, you are not editing. That's not your job. Your job right now here is to write. So here you are writing the concept, here you are drafting, and you only editing over here. Here, yeah? Here, you are editing only here. So don't get distracted, don't get your... It's just as an example for my system, but maybe you also want to write books. So you just creative. Editing mode and creative mode, there are two different modes. I explained this in my book writing course. By the way, you can join this course. Go to Facebook Koronied and you can contact me there. I'll give you instructions what to do next. I'm not ready to have massive flow of students right now, so that's why it's not there is no direct link to this. Okay, now it's morning. In the afternoon, you can go back and fix something. So this is like administrative mode, admin mode. You are fixing some things. So in creative mode, you are just writing, you are just doing. In the afternoon, you go and revise your work. Reflection, not reflection, refinement. And you do it 1 hour. 1 hour. As a result, we have 3 to 4 hours now in this work daily. And you must ask right now, most probably, where do I go get this time? Well, we are just building the system, and I will explain to you how you can change it and adapt it for yourself. But first you need to build, because you need to figure out how much time do you need for all of this for the beginning. And then in the evening, when you are planning your day for tomorrow, usually in the process of the administration or creative, you will start understanding what do you want to do better tomorrow. So in the evening, you just spend 15 minutes on reflection. And we will talk about what you are doing in reflection. Even my coaching, I have built on this system. I have required on my intensive coaching, I have required from my students to work 2-3 hours a day, at least 5 days a week, and have 1 minute reflection. I don't have this 1 hour admin task because I simplified it for them. And then tracking and accountability. When does it start? So let me... Meanwhile, while I'm getting ready, I want you to write your takeaways and subscribe to this channel, because you cannot write a comment if you are not subscribed. Unfortunately, I wish you could, but you can't. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know what's happening. Looks like something doesn't work for me here. Okay, I hope you subscribed already. Now we are going to tracking and visual. So that's tracking and visual. Accountability. Accountability. Okay, so we had 15 days cycle. 15 days cycle we have. At the end of this day cycle, on day 15, we have to analyze the system, how it worked. So we are going to we need to have some kind of visual dashboard. In this dashboard, we need to see if we have done the work every day, like have the work done the work, tracking the hours done or missed, How many hours? Because you could have less hours. You have to track it. Yes, like you did you hit the goal with the hours? Yes or not? So you can see the if the progress is good, then your challenges, summarize your challenges. You will see in the daily process that I will show you, you will on the in the 15 minutes of reflection, what do you do in the 15 minutes of reflection? You will see what doesn't work for you, or what works for you. So you have to summarize challenges. uh, Again, my English today is not English at all. Summarize challenges. So what was the challenges, what was not challenges, and then what worked. With my students, we practice the Adam framework. Adam, it stands for A, what did I achieve? Do, what did I do, what I didn't do? A is what I am going to adjust. M is something like moving forward. I don't remember myself, but it helps you to reflect of what worked, what did you achieve, what worked, what didn't work, what do you adjust, and what are you planning to do going forward. So this system is what we are doing as an accountability, but this what we are working on now is your own accountability. All right, so you check for yourself what worked, what didn't work. So these things: minimum, what was done, how many hours, which challenges, and what worked, what didn't work. And you can add what to improve next time, improvements. So it means that before 15 days, you are not changing anything. If you 3 days you did not work, you could not work for some reason, you could not motivate yourself, you were too busy, you keep going with your daily plan. You miss 3 days, you still on the 4th day you go and work, you are trying to catch up. And only after 15 days of your first cycle you will make an analysis. And you cannot skip analysis, because in this way your system is not going to be flexible. If you are skipping analysis, if you are not doing analysis, it's not going to be flexible. What's not flexible, it breaks. So you don't want your system to break, so that you don't achieve the goal. You have to have the analysis. That's tracking and visual accountability. So have this kind of analysis table for yourself every 15 days. Do you see how the system starts working for you? Then important mindset rules. How to work with the system. What are the rules? So the new rules. Every system must have rules. For instance, in my coaching, I have rules that people have to submit their vlogs every week. Vlogs are reports where they are saying about this Adam system, using this Adam system to report what worked for them, what not. So if they miss 3 vlogs, they fall out of the group. And there are more rules. And rules are rules. Every time when I was too kind to people and I was trying to understand them, because actually the life was happening to them and they could not abide by the rules, what was happening is that after understanding them, they had other things to understand them. It was ongoing. And the rules is not about love for people. I love people, but I have to keep rules, because the system will break. It's not going to work for them. So if you break rules, it's not going to work for you. Don't break rules. That's why you should not be like merciful to yourself. There is no mercy in rules, and the reason the rules are there is for you to have results. So the rules is that we spoke about this. Rules number 1: don't negotiate. Don't negotiate. Rule number 1: So you decided one time, we spoke about this already, you decided one time and you just stick with it. We were speaking about this last stream. The rule is that system is the boss. Sometimes my students are saying, oh, someone from work called me and that's why I didn't do the job for the training that they are going through. But here you need to understand, system is also your boss. So you cannot align with one system and with the boss at your work and not align with this system. It's difficult to serve two masters. But you have to do whatever you can do to serve them. Because if you don't want to lose your job, you have to be at your job. But also, this system that you are building for yourself, it's about you. It's about your life. It's more important than having a job. Because this is about your mission. This is about why are you on this earth. So you have to watch this playlist from the beginning if you don't understand this concept of living for purpose, living for mission. Because if you don't follow this mission, you are surviving, and always your work boss going to be more important than your system. So now the rule is that the system is the boss. So it means that who you are a worker, you are a slave, you are a slave to this system. Your system is your authority. The system tells you what to do. And then rule number 3, align to the system 15 days. So adjustments, changes only in 15 days. End of the cycle. End of cycle. So you don't change until the cycle ends. You have to understand for yourself where is the cycle. You know, I make changes to my programs, coaching programs, also when I finished my cycle that I have designed. If things are not working, I'm changing. I am like ruthless with it. I'm just changing everything. Then number 4, so because the system runs your day, the system gives you freedom. If you've been aligned to the system, it gives you freedom. If you haven't been aligned to the system, no freedom. You are a slave of someone else, not your own. The 3 rules are the most important, of course. The number 4 is for you to remember that you are not deciding what you are doing every time. It's already have been decided for you, so you are free to do other things in other time of the day. And that's about the mindset rules. And now let's talk about the review loop. End of the each, which we already spoke, but let me write it down because I didn't write it down. So the review loop in more details. We let me write that it's a review loop. The system analysis, like system improvement. So what worked best? You analyze what worked best. Then what slowed you down? What didn't work? What you are going to do about this? What slowed you down? And what I can automate. Interesting, right? Automation. Including like finding the place where you are working. It means that you go to this place and everything is ready there. You have to remove frictions. Remove what slows you down. Try to simplify the cycle. Make it more doable. Simplify. Okay, and now we are ready to work on the daily checklist, daily cycle checklist. So for this, for each of the days that you have, we need to have a checklist. And there are days that are repeating. You remember day 1 to 3, we are working on problem and finding the concept that we are working on. What is the promise for your book we are working on? So this days 1 to 3, which is the concept and structure. I'll just write concept. So you have to have a checklist. I'm not going to go through all checklists, but let us go through one checklist. So you have to have typed paper, most probably, because if it's online, if it's on your phone, it must be a little bit overwhelming. So checklists is better to have printed out. So you have a checklist and you have to check. So what you are doing in these first days: choose the topic, then define target reader, write the book's promise. What is the transformation, right? Those people who are on my coaching on book writing, they understand why this process is built like this. Then create the title, like the red thread which will be running through the book. Outline 8-10 chapters, and collect stories, do research. Okay, so this all is the checklist that you have to work with in these days from 1 to 3. It means you are not doing this every time writing to-do list. You have a checklist for this 1 to 3 days. You know what you are working on. You know that you're working 2-3 hours to check this out. And you would say, and what if 2 hours is not enough? It's not a right question, because there is a law of Murphy, I think, one of the laws of Murphy, and if I'm mistaken, you can write in comments. One of the laws of Murphy is that the work takes exactly the time that you give it. If you give the work 8 hours, the same amount of work will be done in 8 hours that can be also done in 4 if you give it 4 hours. Because the work invents itself. Work doubles itself. So if you are doing the work, it always increases. There is always something to do. So squeeze it in 2-3 hours. Everything that you need to be done. And next one is days. So let me go through days 4 to 7, just for you to have an idea, so that I don't write it. So days 4 to 7, you have a checklist. Write chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each of the days. Then review the flow, adjust, outline, if necessary, mark daily progress. So every time you also have to mark daily progress. It has to be in your checklist. Then the drafting phase 2, which days 8 to 10, you are writing remaining chapters, writing introduction, writing conclusion, marking daily progress again. The days 11 to 12, you read the entire manuscript, or you are listening to it, because I'm playing it in the Word and I'm listening to it. And then simplify complex sentences, complex concepts, remove repetitions, filler words, and transitions between chapters if necessary, and mark daily progress. Now, days 13 to 14, which is formatting and cover. So you format the book for publishing wherever you want to publish it. write back cover description, which is necessary, and author bio for publishing. Then design and finalize the book cover. Prepare publication materials, upload files, metadata that is necessary, and mark daily progress again. And then day 15, you also have a plan for the day 15. Publish or schedule a release, which is you already uploaded everything. You just like have to either publish or schedule. You can announce to your audience, write reflections and notes, what went smoothly, what was hard, what to do to improve in the next cycle, as we discussed. Yeah. Now, the daily routine that is not negotiable. So 2-3 hours are not negotiable. 1 hour is not negotiable. 15 minutes are not negotiable. And you remember, this is reflection, this is administrative tasks, and this is just creative work. Creative, admin, reflection. These reflections that you are doing 50 minutes, not hours, reflections that you are doing 15 minutes, they are going to be fueling your analysis of the system after the 15 days. And I think this is all. We can round up. I hope this is clear for you. You might have a question. Let me predict. You might not have this question, but let me then create it for you. You might have a question that, okay, the book, it has to be promoted. The book needs pre-launch phases and stuff like this. Yes, yes, yes. You are doing it when you are launching one book a year. But with the target of having so many books, 2 books a month, is you cannot squeeze in also the advertisement there. So the books will have to be promoted in different way. For me, it is live streams. That's why I have set a system of live streams, because the streams that I am giving, they are on the books that I'm going to be releasing. So that's why I have the live streams. And you can have a parallel system. Also, the book writing system for me is my self-education system, because if I don't have the education system based on production of the books or production of video, I will be skipping it. I will be skipping self-education because I don't have to deliver to anyone. So that's why I need to have a system, I need to have a clear goal, and that's how you are building systems for every goal that you want to have. In the next stream, what I want to discuss with you is actually the goal setting. Setting these goals of what to achieve. How did I choose that I want 100 books in 5 years, and why not in 6? So again, I need to say that after you build this system and you understand that you cannot give 3 hours a day, you can only give 1 hour a day, it automatically changes the whole system. So you will say, oh no, I cannot do it 3 hours a day, but I can do it 1 hour a day. It means that from 3 hours you go to 1 hour a day, and then you have to extend the time of book writing to how much? To 3 times. So it's not going to be 15 days anymore, it's going to be 45 days, because you cannot give it 3 hours. You can give 1. Do you understand? For instance, like just an example. So it's important for you to research and understand how much time you need for the system. And this can be also a hypothesis. So when you run it for the first time, you adjust it, you run it for the second time, the cycle you run it, and then you understand that it's not sustainable to have 3 hours. Or maybe you can run few cycles and you understand that actually you can do more. So maybe you will reduce not 3 hours, but you will have 2 hours, but you can actually do the job in even 2 hours. So the system will adjust itself when you have this clarity. I hope this stream helped you, and I want you to share it. Please share it. Please click on this button, make a clip, make a clip, 1-minute clip from whatever you liked, and share it to social media. Don't share the whole video because people are not going to watch full video from Facebook, but share one clip. It's easy to do. Under this video you can find the button clip with the scissor. So click on this button and make a clip. Let me see, do we have any comments there? Today is the day where I was expecting people to join, but it looks like comments only mine. Subscribe to this channel so that you can comment. Our closest goal is 1,000 subscribers, but we are going to be 1 million. That's the goal. If you want to know more about the strategy of building 1 million subscriber channel, you have to go to the playlists and find the playlist that is called Project Golden Button, where we break down this system there. I think this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I